Okay, can you confirm you are able to see my screen? Any one of you?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Yeah, so this is the project we have created yesterday, My Selenium. So in this, I'm going to create something called as a package. Okay, and I'll call that package as test. Okay, so what is a package in Java is package is like a folder that will have collection of classes. Okay, so package can be used for that purpose. So if you want to group your classes, you can create different packages. Okay, so I've created test package. Okay, so now today, as part of our mentoring session, we are going to learn how we can use WebDriver to interact with the Google Chrome browser and also with Internet Explorer browser. Okay, so this is our topic. So to begin with, I'll create a new class. I'm right-clicking on the package and I'm going to select class, and I will give a name to the class, and I'll call it as first test. Okay, and I'm going to include main. So those are very new. So we are creating a class in Java, and we are going to set it as a public static void main. So it will create a main method, and then I'll say finish. Okay, so now what exactly is a class in Java? Okay, class is like a template. Okay, so using the template, you can create objects. Okay, so that is what class represents. So now in this class, we have main method. So generally in any class, whenever you are executing the program, the execution happens from the main. So here we are going to write lines of code related to Selenium so that we interact with Chrome browser first. Okay, so to interact with Chrome browser, what do we need is we need a driver. Okay, so that is the reason why I'm going to write the statement here, WebDriver. And you can see what I'm doing. I'm saying WebDriver, and or I can type a few letters also. I can say WebDrive, and then I can say control space. Okay, so control space is content assist in Eclipse. So using this, you can select the respective option. We need to select WebDriver. Okay, so WebDriver, and then I can give the name of the object. I can say driver. Name of the object can be anything. I'm going to reference it with the driver. Okay, and I will say equal to new. We are going to create a new object, right? We are going to say new, and we are going to say Chrome. And after I say Chrome, I will say control space. So I'm getting the different objects starting with the Chrome. Okay, it is showing all the options. So we can choose the right option. So I'll choose the first one for the time being. Okay, for today I'm going to select ChromeDriver, and I'll say semicolon. So this is the first line that we have written here. Now, when I was typing Chrome, if you have observed, you can see it is having org.openqa.selenium.chrome. So basically, this is coming from Selenium libraries. So yesterday we have imported the libraries, right? When I say right click on the project and properties, and when I click on Java build path, if you see, we have imported all these libraries. So these are Selenium libraries, starting from here to here. These are all the Selenium related libraries. So now when we have created a class, and in the class when I was typing this command, even this command, when I was typing WebDriver, right? So this is also coming from org.openqa.selenium. This is coming from Selenium libraries. Okay, so now to illustrate that, let me create one more project, and I will call it as Java project. Okay, just to show you. Okay, so if you don't import Selenium libraries, we will not get the options like what we have seen in the contents assist. Now let me create a simple class here. in the Java project, okay, I'm creating a class called as myTest, and in this I will also include main method. Okay. So you can see I'm doing very fast. So what basically I'm using is I am typing few letters and I'm saying control space. Okay, control space is giving the suggestion, and I am selecting that suggestion and I'll say enter, so that it fulfills that request. Okay. So now here, now let me try the same command. I was typing WebDriver. Now do you see when I say WebDriver, I don't see WebDriver here. It is showing something else. It is showing Web Engine Builder, Web View Builder. Similarly, if you try to type Chrome, you don't see Chrome driver option. That is because in this project, there is no Selenium library imported. Okay, just to illustrate that. So that was the reason why yesterday we have imported Selenium libraries. Okay. Similarly, going forward, when we work with some specific topic, we might be importing some respective libraries in the project. Then only we will be able to access the classes from those libraries. Okay. So now here we have typed this line and we have got it working because we have imported it earlier. Okay. And similarly, when I was typing this line, you could see that there are two import statements that have come. So these are imported from the library. We are going to use these classes. Okay, mainly it is going to use these things. So that is why this import is also added. Okay, from the library. Okay, so now to work with ChromeDriver, yesterday we have discussed at high level what exactly is WebDriver. Okay, so let me also again show you that. Okay, so WebDriver is, let me just quickly draw this. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so let's say this is the WebDriver we have, and WebDriver can interact with browser, okay, with the help of drivers related to the respective browsers, what we have discussed yesterday. So if you want to interact with Chrome browser, WebDriver code, the code you might have written, like we have written just now, you might have written code here, and this code will be sent to the driver, that is the respective driver of the browser, and that driver will take care of executing the command in the browser. Okay, so we need the driver here. So this is the driver which will pass the command to the browser for execution. Okay, so now in this case we need a driver. So we are going to say system dot set property. Okay, and here we are going to set some property. We are going to say that WebDriver dot Chrome dot driver, and here we need to give the path of the driver executable that we have downloaded yesterday. So let me show you what we have downloaded yesterday. We have downloaded IE driver, Chrome driver, and Gecko drivers. They are the respective browsers for Internet Explorer, Chrome browser, and for Mozilla Firefox. Okay, so now since we are interacting with Chrome browser, so we are going to, this whatever you have extracted, zip file, extract it, and when you extract it, it will be executable. Okay, so this executable path we need to take. So this should be in the class path actually. So we are going to put it in the path. So this is the property, and value will be the path of the executable, that is the driver. So give the path here and say slash executable. Okay. Yeah, so we have given that, and you can note one thing, for in Java, every statement ends with the semicolon. Okay, so if you don't give semicolon, you will get the compilation error. So that we need to fix. So I think now we can see it better. So now we can see that in this, when I said the Control S, it saved the code, or you can click on save in the toolbar. So now just note one thing here, it is pointing and it is giving the red color. That means this code is not compiled. So we are using Eclipse. Why we are using Eclipse? We have not discussed that much yesterday. Eclipse is the IDE, Integrated Development Environment for the coding purpose. So basically using IDE, we can type the code and IDE will take care of the compilation. It has built-in compiler. Okay, and it will also help us build the project, and also it will help us execute the class or particular code that you have written. Okay, so all in one, that is IDE. So now for any code that you write, you may get some red line. So red line indicates, like here, it is showing, pointing the red here. So red indicates there is a error, there is a compilation error. We need to fix the compilation error. Without we fix it, we cannot run this code. I cannot run this program, okay, without a fix. So now what is the problem here? Here the problem is we have given the path, okay. In Java, whenever you give the path, if you are giving the backslash, so this is a backslash letter, right? In Java, backslash has some other meaning. Okay, it has some meaning like backslash n. Backslash n is for new line character. Let me write one code here. In Java project, I'm going to write one code. I say this out, my first program. Okay, so in this I will say, sorry. Okay, so now this backslash, right? Backslash has a meaning in Java. So whenever we define backslash here, so Java is thinking this backslash is the Java's meaning. Actually, it is not meaning Java's backslash meaning. It is the path we are giving. So that was the reason why it was giving the error here. Okay. So now before that, let me just run this program. Okay. Similarly, I will create one more line. So now again, those who are very new, this line system.out.println can be used to print in the console. If you want to print something in the console, you can use this. So this is usually used for debugging purposes. Okay, to see whether it is coming to a particular line or not. Coders will add this line and see whether it is coming to that line or not. Okay, so let me just say my is executing. I'll say. Now let us run this program. How to execute Java program is, first point is it should be without any compilation errors. So if you're not getting any red line or red mark, that means it is without compilation errors. Right click, run as Java application. And now we can see in the right hand side console, it is printing my first program, and then there is a blank line. That is the new line. So backslash n in Java refers to the new line character. So it is going to insert the new line, and then it is printing is execution. My first program is execution. Okay, so is executing, I meant actually. Okay, so that is what it did. So similarly, now we understood, since it had a meaning for the backslash, we could, it is showing the error here. Now how we can get rid of this error is, you can either replace this backslash with forward slash. So this is one way of fixing the problem. So all the backslash should be forward slashes. That is one way of fixing. Other way of fixing this problem is, instead of one backslash, give one more backslash. So that Java will understand. So one backslash is a special character. You are adding one more special character. So special character, special character. So it will cancel the effect of the special character meaning in Java. So you can add one more backslash. So this way we can get rid of this backslash operator. Now it is again pointing the error. So whenever you get the error, don't have to worry. Just check what is the error about. So just check. It says syntax error, insert semicolon. So we have to insert the semicolon here, and then the error is gone. So now we have error-free code, and now we can, let's say you want to, so this is our, this is the first initial lines, and now you want to, let's say, we want to launch, so this will basically take care of the driver initialization. Now we want to launch the particular web site. Let's say we want to launch google.com, first website we will try. Okay, so to launch in Selenium, there is a method called as get. So we can use get method. Okay, so get method for launching application. Any web application you have, you want to launch it, you can use get method. So you can simply say driver, this is the driver reference object, reference variable, driver dot, you can say get. And in get, you can, in this get, you can pass the URL which you want to operate. I cannot say like this. I cannot say www.google.com. If I say like that, and to run it, like earlier, you can say run as Java application. So if I say like this, we will get some, we'll get some error. Yeah, I was expecting that. It will give you something like unhandled inspector error, could not navigate to invalid, cannot navigate to invalid URL. That is because whenever you write URL in Selenium, you need to write with HTTP protocol, HTTP or HTTPS, then only it will work. So now let me rerun this program. When I say right click, run as Java application, and I could see that it is launching the driver now. It is launching the browser. So what it has done in the backend, WebDriver has given the control to driver. Through driver, it has run the command that is get http google.com. So it has launched the browser. Now this is the first command. So this is the basic. And now after this, now when I was launching this, so this was not maximized. To maximize it, we will use driver dot manage dot window dot maximize. Okay, so this is the method. This is the full set of methods we need to call. We need to call manage, window, and maximize, which will maximize our window. Okay, now let us rerun this program, and you can just have a note again. Every time we are running the program, it is launching a new window. Okay, so in some tools, what happens is it will be using the existing window. Here, it launches the new window every time. And you can also note it has maximized the browser this time. Okay, so now let us say that our job is to search for India in google.com and click on the link that comes up. Okay, so just we'll try that. Let me just launch newly first. So in this, basically what I want to do is I want to type India here, okay, and then I want to say India, and then I want to click this India Wikipedia, okay. So these are the two operations we want to do. So now how can we work on Selenium? How we can code like entering some text in the text box, clicking on the link, clicking on the button. How we can do that? So how we can do that is, so since Selenium's origin is JavaScript, yesterday we have discussed, so everything is based on the HTML DOM. Okay, so if you right click on any web page that you are working with, right click and inspect, you will get the HTML document. So when we to work on any element, what we need to do is we need to find out what are the attributes of that particular element. For example, now we are working on the input text box, right? So now here we need to see what are the attributes that are available for this input text box. We can see this input text box as, you can see tag is starting with input. It has class, it has ID, it has max length, it has name, and so on. So automation tester is free to choose any attribute, but importantly, it has to be a unique attribute when you are unique attribute or unique locator while finding that element. Okay. So now from WebDriver side, Selenium, they have provided different locators. Okay, they have provided find element using ID. They have provided find element using name. They have provided find element using linkText, partial linkText. Okay, they have provided using class name, also using XPath, also using CSS selector, and finally using TagName. Okay, so these are all the locators. Selenium WebDriver has provided different locators for the automation tester to use depending on the situations. So you don't have to use all locators at one place. You have to see which locator you can use that is unique for locating the element. Okay, so now let us see this input text box, Google search text box. So here we can see that it has various attributes. Okay, so now we can either pick ID. I see this as unique. I can take this as take this for finding the element. So I'll take this value and I will use it. Okay, so now let me go further with the coding. So I will say, so we have launched the browser here. I will launch. Okay, and then now next here we have maximized, so it will maximize the window, and next we want to enter the text. So now before that, you might have noted that whenever we are launching the web browsers or web applications, so it will take some time to load the web page, right? So let us add some delay here. Okay, so today we will learn one type of delay called as thread.sleep. So this thread.sleep is from Java. Okay, in Java there is a command called as thread.sleep, which you can use to wait for certain duration. We can simply pass how much time we want it to wait. Okay, simply wait. I mean, don't do anything for in millisecond. So if you pass 3000, that means 3 seconds overall. So we can pass 5 for the time being. So we'll say thread.sleep. And whenever you do this, it will again give you error. To fix the error, we can see what is the suggestion it is giving. It says, sorry, I mean it is not with the double quotes. Okay, yeah. So now again it shows the error. So it says unhandled exception type, interrupted exception. So there is an exception type. Okay. So to fix this, just click on this, and it will give you the suggestion, add throws declaration. So we will add that to the main method, and now the error is gone. Okay. So if you need more explanation, let me know. I'll explain that. So we have fixed the error, adding the throws at the method, interrupted exception. Okay. So now after waiting for 5 seconds here, now next we are going to work on that element. So to work on the element, enter text in text box, which is opened. So again, to work on that, what is our main reference variable? Driver. Driver is the main component, so we'll say driver. Yes.
How did you automatically?
Your voice is low.
Yes, Srinivas, how it?
Sorry, your voice is low. Yeah.
Yes, Srinivas, now are you able to hear?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah, how it automatically added the throws method? Means.
Okay. Yeah. Shall I show again then?
Yeah. Yes.
I'll show you again. You will understand. Yeah. Okay. So now we are again back at the exception. Okay. So now we can see. So I have added thread.sleep 5000. Okay. So Now, so whenever you get this kind of compilation error, right? So if you are very new to Java, so just look at that error by hovering the mouse pointer on the error on the left-hand side, vertical, blue vertical. It will show you unhandled exception type, interrupted exception, right? So just click on that error red dot. Just click. When you click, it will show the option suggestion. Basically, it is showing you the suggestion to fix this error actually. Okay, so I can choose one of the two. I can choose add throws declaration, or I can choose surround with try catch. Okay, so I will choose this add throws declaration. So when I have selected this add throws declaration, it has automatically added that statement, throws interrupted exception statement in the method. Okay, so now you understood how it has added that line.
Yeah, got it, Srinivas. Thank you.
Okay, fine. So now after we have added the delay, now let us, now next we want to enter text in the text box. Okay, so enter text India, right? We want to enter India. Okay. Yeah, so now again our reference element is driver, so I'll say driver dot. Now again, you just to see, when you type driver and when you put dot, okay, in Java, most of things happen with the dots, okay. So you just put the dot, you will see all the methods related to the WebDriver are listed. Like you remember, we have used just a few minutes back, we have used get method to launch the URL. We have used get method here, right? Driver.get. So similarly, you can see that get here, and you can see there are other methods like get current URL, get page source, get title is there, get window handle is there. So these are all the methods. Now, how do I know these are the methods? Generally, right, in Java, methods will have open and close bracket. Like you can see here, this manage has open bracket, close bracket. Window has open bracket, close bracket. Maximize has open, like this. So you will know anything is a method when it has open bracket, close bracket. Okay, in general. Okay, so there are some exceptions to it. We'll discuss that anyways. Okay, so in general it is like that. So these are all the methods that are available. So we can choose whichever method we want. So now for us to work on entering the text, we are going to choose find element. Okay, find element, and there is find elements. So find elements is plural. You want to find multiple elements, then use find elements. So now we want to find single element, right? We'll use find element. After you have added find element, again it is showing arg0. In this arg0, it is showing by, right? So we have to give by, and we have to say by dot. And after we give by dot, it will show you all the different type of locator options that are provided by WebDrivers. Like we discussed here, right? We discussed it provides ID, name, class name, linkText, partial linkText, XPath, CSS selector, TagName. So by dot, when I put, I can see all those things available. I can see ID, class name, CSS selector, linkText, all those things. So we decided that we will go with ID because I found ID as the unique in this case. So I went with ID. So I have that ID captured, right? LST minus LB is the ID value. So I'll take that ID value and I will put that inside in double quotes. Okay, after I put it, so this is basically what I am saying is find the element with ID. This is the ID, unique ID value. Okay, and after it is going to find overall, this what it will do is this overall it is going to return. If you just hover on this full line, right, it is going to return web element for us in Selenium. Okay, this is one element. This will return one element. So this entire thing, I am putting semicolon. Again, you can note. So so this entire thing is a element. So I can store it in an element. I'll call it as Okay, so I'm going to store it in a web element, and this again for the web element it is giving the error. So just again follow the same rule, hover and click on the error. It will give you the suggestion to fix this error. You have to just use the import web element. We have to import, and you can see that it has imported the web element at the top. So now what this line has done is, in this line it is going to find the element, and that element is stored in element1 variable. Element is stored in element1 variable. Now in this element, what operation we want to do? We want to take that element variable. I am saying element1. What operation we want to do? We want to send the text, right? We want to enter the text in that box. Let me just close this. We want to enter here, right, India. So we are going to say element1 dot. So in Java, it is like you put a dot and you will get all the methods. So select the respective method. What method we need to follow? When you are very new, right, you don't know which method to pick. So just follow some guidelines. Like in Selenium, there is a method called as send keys. Send keys method that can be used to send text on any text box or element. Okay, so you just have to use send keys method to pass the text. So it's element dot. I'll type send. It is showing the suggestion send keys. I'll select send keys, and I want to send the key. What keys I want to send here? I want to send India. Okay. After we have typed India, now let's come back to this. So basically, it is in automation you are trying to code the manual steps. So after typing, what we do usually, after typing we press enter, right, and it goes to the search page. So here also we have to press the enter. So we can say element1 again, element1 dot. We have to press the enter. So again we are going to send the keys. And here, instead of giving it double quotes, we are not typing text. So we are going to say keys dot, and we are going to say enter. So it will press the enter key. Now what is keys? Keys is again enumeration data type from Selenium. Okay. So keys is again one data type which is created in Selenium for different keyboard operations. Like if you press keys dot, you can see that it has all the keyboard operations like arrow down, arrow left, arrow right, arrow up, backspace, cancel, clear, command. So all the keyboard operations are there here. Okay. So now for this situation we want to enter. So we are saying enter. So it enters. After entering, now we come to the next line. So now after entering, which link we want to click? We want to click on India, Wikipedia. So now this is a link, right? So now what is the step to click on this link? Again the same step, just right click on this and select inspect, and it will open the developer tool related to that particular browser. And in this we can see that this particular link is having a tag as A. Okay, so always remember if you are working on a link in HTML, it will be having tag A. Okay, so you will know if you are very new. So link will have tag A, something like that. Okay, link will have tag A. So you can easily identify a link with the tag A. Okay, if you are reading the HTML, you will know it's a link. Okay, so now we want, as we said, we want to click on this link, and our link is India Wikipedia, right? So we want to click based on link text. So that is India Wikipedia is the link text, right? So whatever we see in the HTML or in the web page also, this is the link text itself. This is the link text. So similarly, let me again inspect and show you. When I have inspected, I can see that A tag is starting here and A tag is ending here. You can see that backslash and A is that, okay. Yeah, sorry, yeah, slash A is that. And here there is a text, India Wikipedia. So this is nothing but link text. So we are going to use this link text to work. So again, what do? We'll say driver dot, start with driver again. Driver dot find element by dot, which one do we use? It's a link, so we will use link text because we found it as a link text, right? So if you are working on link, if you have to click on link, always we go with link text or partial link text because that is the best way to go. So select link text, pass your link text here. Okay, and we have passed India Wikipedia, and what operation we want to do on this? We want to click. So we can directly say click. This is one way to do. Okay, or other way to do is like how we did earlier. We can, this entire thing is going to return a element. We can store it in a variable, like here. I can store it. I can say web element. I will call it as India link equal to, and then I can perform the operation on the variable. Like what operation we want to do? We want to click, right? We want to click on the link. In link, usually we click. So you are going to click on the link. So this is one way to do. Okay, I said. Other way to do is I'll just comment this line. Commenting is something in any programming language. You want to say that I don't want compiler to see my code. Okay, so you are commenting so that it will not be part of compilation. Okay, so you can type comment like here I typed. So here I typed maximize. So this is comment. So in this 2 slashes is comment line. Okay. So yeah, 2 forward slashes for the commenting. So if you want to comment multiple lines, then we can use this option. Just go to source, add block comment, and it will comment multiple lines. Okay. So it is added. So this was one way. Other way to do was same line of code and say dot and directly say click. So there is a difference now. So in this, within a single line, it did all the operation. What it will do, it will find the link, find the object based on the link text, and then it will click the link. And in this, what it did was, it was first what we did, it finds that link, and we are storing that in a variable called as India link, and then we are performing operation. Now, which one is better? Okay, so suppose you have a scenario in which you need to work on one element, and then you need to use the same element for different operations later in the page. Okay, in such cases, it is better to create a variable like here, better to create a variable and then use that variable to perform different operations in the same page. And suppose you have a operation to do, but only once you are going to do that, like here, and you are not going to use this element again. Then don't create the element variable, directly do the operation. I hope it is clear. So now I think we have coded enough. Now let me add some more delay here after search. After entering the keys, I am adding 5 more seconds so that it loads the page. Okay, just in case for network issues. Okay, so now let us run this script and see what output do we get. Yeah, it clicked India Wikipedia. Okay, and finally, we want to close the browser. Okay, so to close the browser, we can say driver dot. We can use quit, or we can use close. Okay, so let us use quit and we will run. Let me close all the other browsers that were open. Okay, it has closed the browser also. Now, what is the difference between quit and close? If you call quit, closes all the browser instances opened by the browser. Okay, and driver.close closes current browser instance. Okay, so this is the difference between the two. Okay, so we have successfully completed one simple script. Now let us review what we have learned today. So we have learned we can use these two lines to initialize the driver. So what these two lines do, basically it is having the path set for the driver executable, and this creates an instance of ChromeDriver. And then get URL can be used to launch your website, any website. You can launch and you can maximize using manage.window.maximize, thread.sleep to give delay, and driver.findElement you can use to find the element. We have learned we can find the element using ID attribute, and we have also learned how we can find the element using the linkText attribute. Okay, so now let us go further and let us work on one more application, and that is this application. Okay, so in this application, let me close it and I'll open. I have taken some of the simple applications for the initial days. Okay, so in this, we are going to enter amount, duration, and interest rate, and then it will give the EMI calculated and total interest. Okay, so let me give the amount, duration, and let us say interest rate. And when we say calculate, it will give this value. Now our job is we want to enter this value, amount, duration, and interest rate, and click on calculate button. And then we want to get these values. We want to get EMI calculated. We want to get total interest value, and we want to print it in the Java console. Okay, so this is what we want to do. Now let us try it step by step. I'll be very quick. So I'm going to create new class on the package and say new class, and I'll say second test, and I have the main. So can I copy paste some of the code from previous test so that it will be faster? So it will initialize the driver. Here the website is different, so I'll just take that website URL. Okay, and then let us check the locator for this. what is unique locator for amount. Here we can see that it has name equal to u amount, and it has class equal to text box. But the class equal to text box, is it unique? We are not sure. Okay. Similarly, I will check for duration. It has a name equal to u time, but class equal to text box. So text box, class equal to text box is not unique, but name is unique in this case. So we can use find element by name. So let us start with amount. For amount, what is unique locator? Name. I'll take name, and I will just quickly write other code. Okay, by dot. Here we are going to use name. So just pass that name, whatever we have got from the inspector, basically the inspector of Chrome. And here, since we are not going to reuse the same element again and again, I will directly do the operation on this. I will say dot. What is the operation we are going to do? We are going to send the keys. So I'll say send keys method, and we'll type the data. And so that is it. Next, same thing we are going to repeat for duration. Duration as name equal to u time. We'll use that. I'll say driver dot find element by dot name equal to u time dot send keys. Duration is 12 months. Okay, next again driver dot find element by dot what is unique locator for interest rate. Let us see. Unique locator for interest rate, I think, is u rate, which is the name attribute. So again, we are going to use name, and I'll pass u rate dot send keys and pass the interest rate. Okay. After everything is done, then click on calculate button. So now let us use calculate using the hand cursor. I'm going to inspect on calculate. I can see that it has input on click equal to style, background, value. So it has different values. Okay. So now which one do we use for this case? Any suggestions from anyone?
Type button value equals to calculate.
Sorry?
You can use the
type equal to button.
Yeah. Value equals to calculate.
Value equal to calculate.
Yeah.
But we have learned that Selenium provides using ID, name, class name, linkText, partial linkText, XPath, CSS selector, and TagName, right? There is no based on value, right? There is no WebDriver locator which is based on value directly. Okay, so we cannot use it. In this case, directly to use value. Okay, so
you
now any other suggestions from anyone? Sorry?
We can use with CSS selector.
We can use CSS selector. Okay, CSS selector and XPath we'll discuss tomorrow. That is a very detailed topic. Okay, so today let us try to use something else without using CSS selector and XPath. Okay, so now let us see. This is input. Okay, and let us see what all things are input. So everything is input, right? Input 1, 2, 3. So there are many inputs here. Okay, so now let us see. Okay. So now let us come back here. Let us write the code driver dot find element by dot. Okay. So now today I will introduce something called as tag name. Okay. So we are going to learn based on tag name. So tag name is when you don't find anything unique, like in this case. Okay, you don't find anything unique in that, like ID, name, class name, those things you are not finding. Then sometimes you can go for tag name. So tag name is here. Tag name is tag is input. Input is the tag, right? Okay. So we are going to use this as a tag. Okay, for locating the element. So we will use tag as input. So just I will just see what I'm typing. I'm using input. So it is going to find element based on tag name. Okay. And since whenever we are using, I'm trying to simplify. Okay, so that others who are very new, they also will understand. Okay, so let me see. Okay, yeah, be it tag name. Okay, and we'll just understand this. So now we are going to use tag name, and we are going to use input as a tag name. Okay, so since we will get multiple elements here. Okay, so why we get multiple elements is there are many elements with the tag name. Like here, let me just close this. Okay, so this is also input actually. This is input. This is also input. This is also input. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are 7 elements with the input tag. Okay. So that is why I have modified it to tags, find elements. Okay. And this I will store in again variable, but not web element, just like previous case, not in web element. I will be storing it in list of elements. Okay. So I will import the respective, just like earlier, I'll just import the web element and I will import, you have to make sure you import list Java util, okay? You import that. After that is done, now let us take a guess. So it starts from here, 0, 1, 2. In Java, any array or dynamic array starts with 0. Okay. So let us say this is 0th array, 0th input element. This is the first input element. This is second input element, and I believe this is third. Okay. So we will say elements of 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. 3 dot dot get of 3. Okay. Dot click. Okay. Now let us see whether it works or not. I will explain you the code if you have not understood. So after typing all this, I'll just give some delay, and then we will see what output do we get. Let us run this. Okay. So it clicked somewhere, but it was not. It did not click on calculate. So maybe in the position, right? It depends on how they are coded. So maybe it was something like this: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that, I think. So we don't know exactly. So in such cases, what we can do is we can say, I'll anyway cover this in separate class if it is not clear. So I'll say dot get attribute. Okay, I'm going to use one method called as get attribute. Okay, so first I will use for loop because it is having multiple elements. I'll use for loop, and in this I will say int I equal to 0, I less than. This is the dynamic array elements dot size. Okay, size will give the size of the array, and I will say I plus plus. Okay, and next, so we are inside the for loop, and in this loop I am going to say elements dot get of I. Okay, I don't know which element is having the calculate. Which element is calculate? So I'll say elements dot get of I, and I'll say dot get. There is a method called as attribute, which we can use to get attribute value. Like here we saw that it was having. Let us see. It was having value as calculate, right? Value as calculate. So I can say get attribute value dot equals calculate. So basically I am saying if this element is having attribute value equal to calculate, then I want to click on that element. So I'll say elements dot get of I dot click. Okay. Okay. Yeah, automatically it got disconnected from the audio. Okay, anyway, so now let us continue. So here I am going to say that elements dot get of I dot click. So so basically the logic is if that element is having the attribute value equal to calculate, then I want to click on that element. Okay, that is what I wanted to do. Now let us run this program. Okay, we can see that it has clicked the calculate button. So we have learned how we can use tag name. Okay, how we can use find element by tag name and how to use it for doing operations. Okay, it may be little complicated, so you can go back and refer to this video again, okay, if you have not understood. So I think we can stop here for today. So just a quick summary. We have discussed about ID today, how to find element using ID, how to find element using linkText, and how to find element using TagName. These are the three things, and also name. Yeah, three things we have discussed, and remaining things we'll discuss tomorrow. Okay, so that's all from my side. You have any questions, you can let me know now. We can discuss.
Yes, Srinivas, the next session is day after tomorrow, right? On Tuesday.
Yeah, I wanted to update you on that. Next session is going to be day after tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow being the holiday in Bangalore location.
Yes, Srinivas, Vivek here. I have one question actually.
Yes, Vivek.
Yes, Srinivas, when you have written that WebDriver driver equals to new ChromeDriver, what is the significance of using ChromeDriver? Because when you're creating an object, we can write, we generally write WebDriver driver equals to new driver, but we have written ChromeDriver. What is the significance of using that?
Did you say WebDriver driver equal to new driver? We say, is that is what you said?
Generally, when we create an object, we write this thing. But but for initializing this driver, we write new ChromeDriver. So, what is the significance of that ChromeDriver or Firefox drivers?
Okay. Yeah. Very good question. Okay. So I think you will understand this as we go forward with the sessions. Now let me tell you at high level, okay, what is significance of ChromeDriver is. Let me tell you what is WebDriver first of all. Okay, WebDriver is an interface. Okay, it's an interface in Java. It is an interface created by Selenium people. So they have created an interface. Basically, what is the interface in Java is, interface is some set of rules. Okay, like these things have to be followed, has been said in interface. Basically, in WebDriver, what they have said is any browser which will be implemented, those browsers should have some of the implementations. Like, any browser will have maximize. You can maximize a browser. You can launch any web application in the browser. You can close the browser, and all these basic things you can do, right? So those rules have been defined in WebDriver. Okay. Now, so that is just the rules. WebDriver has all those rules defined. Now, there were different developers in Selenium who wrote the code for ChromeDriver. There were different developers who have written code for Firefox driver and so on. So, and you know that Chrome browser works differently from Firefox browser, right? It has different functionality, it has different look and things like that. So the same code which is written for one browser cannot be used in another browser. So this ChromeDriver is a class actually. ChromeDriver is a class which is containing all the implementations specific to Chrome browser. And when you say new ChromeDriver, it is specific to the Chrome instance. And when you say new operator in Java is to create an object. It creates a new ChromeDriver object. It creates a new object, and we can see that it is launching the browser. So it creates a new object of Chrome, and through this through the help of driver server, it launches and it performs all the operations. Did I answer your question? This at high level, what exactly is new ChromeDriver?
So basically, what I understand is ChromeDriver is a class and WebDriver is an interface. So that means class is implementing that interface and utilizing those methods defined in that WebDriver.
Yes, exactly. You have got it right.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
So these methods, whatever these get method, all these things, get current URL, these are the methods defined in WebDriver, and ChromeDriver is utilizing those methods, right? ChromeDriver class, right?
Yeah. Yeah, in WebDriver, they have defined the rules like any browser that comes up new in the market, okay, and if you are implementing that in Selenium, it should have, get method, get and other methods to be implemented in the respective browser. Okay, so those rules are defined in WebDriver and implemented in the respective browser.
Okay, got it. Okay, thanks, Srinivas. Yeah, thanks.
Any other questions?
Yeah, hi Srinivas, this is Sumit. So I have a question regarding the for loop where we are getting the attributes and storing all the attributes. Yeah, so my question regarding the efficiency of this for loop. So when we are capturing all the attributes in similar type of scenario, so would it not impact the efficiency? Suppose if there are 50 or 60 of such 50 attributes which we are storing. So should not we avoid such type of code whenever we can identify the attribute directly? That is, if there is an ID available for that attribute, then we should always go with the ID instead of storing instead of getting attribute one by one in this for loop.
Okay, if I understood your question, you are asking if any element has ID attribute, then we can use that directly instead of using other attributes. That is what you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. So in this case, in this specific case, I did not know that it is going to be that much complex. I wanted to keep it very simple. Okay, to be frank, like how we did in these initial lines. But in this case, we found that there is no unique locator. There was no ID. There was no name. There was no class name. Okay. We have not discussed class name, in fact. So we'll discuss that tomorrow, but there is no class name. So we are left with tag name, XPath, CSS. And linkText and partial linkText cannot be used because this is not a link. Right? So link you will know directly by seeing the tag as a HTML tag. So that was the reason, I thought I'll show you with respect to tag name today. So I think you got the understanding about what is the logic here.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions?
Yes, Vijay here. So I think whatever Sumit was asking is that because we are executing the for loop means it would be slow, right? That's what I think he was trying to ask.
Okay. If he was asking that, yeah, I would say if you have 100 input elements, if you have 100 or 1,000 elements, yes, definitely it would impact on the performance of the execution. So in such cases, you cannot go for by tag name. Okay. So this is just an illustration. I thought I'll show you how we can use tag name to locate the element. Okay, so in such cases, if you have 100 or 200 elements with the input, then don't go for tag name. Go for CSS selector or XPath. That we will see in next session, and we'll discuss in detail. Okay, I think time up. So thank you everyone. I hope this session has been useful to you. I'm going to stop the recording.